Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Ruchakodash.
double honors to apostles of Great Millstone and salutations to elect which you go to be. You know, so pretty much we just gonna prove that the what do you say, brother?
Esau is not the Arabs. You know, because you still got, you know, bugged out Jake out there that still believes that. You know, but it's evident, man. When you read the scriptures, the characteristics of Esau, the prophecies, you know, and everything, man, it only points to one nation of people, you know, and that's the so-called white man. You know, there's no way in hell that the Arabs is Esau Edom, man. It can't be. It doesn't fit. You know. Mm-hmm. And most of those people, when you really bump into them and when you really talk to them, they're carnally minded, you know. They're not spiritual at all, you know. And we can start off with Genesis 25 and 25.
Okay, we're gonna go with that.
You got it?
Yeah.
Bring it up.
You got it.
Okay, so Book of Genesis, chapter 25, verse. I probably started verse 22, and the children struggled together.
Or maybe 19,
Go
ahead. 25, verse 22. And the children struggled together within her, and said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Now, in verse 22, it said what? That they struggled together, man. That in itself is a key. You know, is a point. Why? Because throughout history, man, and even unto this day, who's constantly going against each other? Who's constantly fighting against each other? Who hates who the most? You know. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is always coming against who? The so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. You know? Always, even unto this day. You know? They're shooting up the so-called Negroes, the Southern Kingdom, out in the streets. You know? They're fucking up the Issacharites, Northern Kingdom, over there in the border. You know? You not too long ago, you had the North Dakota pipeline fucking up those Native Americans, you know. And today, which is one of those wicked holy days, you know, Thanksgiving, you know, which really you're celebrating the massacre of a lot of Native Americans, you know. And still you still see little videos out there where you saw niggers, spics, tontos, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, keep reading.
Reading on in verse 23. Like in verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them.
Right, and right there's another point. Why did the Lord feel the need to describe how Esau came out and not Jacob? You know, one thing that these niggas that believe that Esau is the Arabs, they like to say that because they're red. You know, you bring out these scripture, they're red too. And then you ask them, well, when you look at the Arabs, they almost look like the so-called Latinos. So how come the Latinos aren't Edomites? You know? How come it didn't describe Jacob? You know. Hey, the reason why I call them red white, because hey, just look at a so-called white person. How do they look? You can see their blood through their skin.
Yeah,
You know.
if I might say, that's why in the Hebrew, Edom means, or Esau is like Shashua, which means wasted away is he. What's wasted away? The melanin in their skin. All the other nations on the earth, even down to the Latinos or the Arabs, they have some type of melanin in their skin. Therefore, they don't turn red in the sun. They don't turn red when you hit them. Okay, so it goes back to that Genesis 25. He came out red, and then you notice when Edomite babies come out of the womb, and you can Google them on the Google search, the images. They're red.
Right,
Okay.
almost as red as this garment
Yeah.
or this book.
Yeah.
You know, and if it was so, the Lord wouldn't have to describe it. He would just said Esau was born and then Jacob. You know, but it clearly made
Distinction.
a distinction and pointed it out.
Verse 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field. And cunning means good, you know, a good hunter.
And then look at Bear Grylls. You know what I'm saying? You know how to survive out in the wild. You know how to naturally know what it can do when it comes down to survival techniques. You know what I'm saying? Build a fire. You know what I'm saying? Know animals' habitations and how they run throughout the wild and stuff. You know.
And also, if I might say, Esau has a whole hunting channel. They have multiple channels that are based off just hunting. That's the only nation of people that has that. There's no other nation of people that got all hunting channels. Oh, let's get in the camouflage and different kinds of binoculars, rifles, etc. They have hunting channels. That shows you that Esau is a cunning hunter and a man of the field.
You know,
For no reason, they do it for sport.
Yeah.
They don't have no reason to kill the animal. The animal's just there. They just kill it and then take a picture, and then either
Put it on the wall.
put it on the wall. Just leave the animal dead right there. Like, what was your whole point? You know, when we used to hunt, the Native Americans, so on and so forth, it was what, for food, you know, for clothes. It was a purpose, and besides that, we just let them roam.
And if I may say, man, you got this show called The Wildcrats. It's basically like a cartoon show, you know, where they show how these two brothers, they're Edomites, and they the show is about them discovering different animal characteristics. And what they do is they gather up DNA information from the animals and they hook it up to this biological suit that they have, and they turn into the animal. All right, and that just shows you that Esau is a cunning hunter, that he's a man of the field, because this is the me and the brother were talking about this earlier. This is the kind of man that has taken his diligent time to go against nature, man, to basically set nature at his course. You know what I'm saying? That's how they discovered like scuba diving gear and stuff, because they studied ducks and all that, and they know the water can't penetrate through their flesh. That's why eating duck meat is rubbery, man. This is a very cunning man that we're talking about here.
Yep.
Right? The Arabs are not like this. The Arabs, in fact, if the Lord brings it out, I'll bring the scripture out. It talks about him being a wild man. You know what I'm saying? A man that is going to be living in the midst of his brethren. And all them mixed peoples, them Arabs, man, they're all over there in the Middle East battling each other, man. Esau, Edom is the only cunning man going throughout the world destroying shit, man.
Yeah, because he got that blessing. It tells you about his blessing. His blessing was a sword. It tells you that I was going to get it. Genesis 27.
Yeah, 27.
And that proves, it shows you that that's Esau. Because the only nation of people on the earth that's been at war, all right, for their entire rulership in all of their kingdoms has been Esau, Edom, whether it been the Greeks, the Romans, or these Americans, or the Russians, etc. They're all Edomites, okay? They're the nation of Edom. That tells you, you know?
Yeah, and like all these companies that do or that manufacture rifles and missiles and all that, they're owned by Edomites, man. All right, so-called white people.
Hey, hold on. Let me finish this.
Come.
Then you'll get that.
Genesis 25 and verse
28.
28. I still got to finish it, man. Jacob.
Go ahead.
Reading on in verse 27, a man of the field, okay, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And Jacob sought pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom.
And that's another one. You know, that Esau likes to. What does he love to do, man? He likes to eat uncooked meat, still with blood on it. You know, and he doesn't just like to eat it. He promotes it. When he promotes it, he says, "Oh, I remember I seen a sign, and it gave different types of steak. It said rare, medium rare, medium, well done, so on and so forth. And then when it said well done, it said, "Oh, you messed it up," and it got more rare, and it said, "Oh, this is perfect." You know?
If I might say, it's not just with the steak. I seen them with their cheeseburgers. With their burgers, they leave it raw in this inside. They leave it uncooked. Even their cheeseburgers. I was like, what the hell? They do this with the cheeseburgers? It'll still be red on the inside of the cheeseburger. They're like, oh, this is a perfect cheeseburger, nice and juicy. So that proves that they love bloody meat, just like Esau.
And then when you look up the origin of hamburger, a hamburger is pretty much raw meat between two buns.
Yep.
And it shows how. Let me if I may real quick. This is Genesis 3:14. It says, "And Yahweh Hashem Yahushua power said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shall thou go, and dust shalt thou eat." Because Esau is a carnal man. That's why he eat and said all the days of thy life. Because Esau is a carnal man. He ain't got no patience to cook. He demonstrated it right there with Jacob. He didn't have the time or the patience. He goes by his belly, man. He's a carnal man. You know?
Now. You know? The same thing what Esau was doing, man. And through his spirit, man, Esau wasn't fainting. He was doing the same shit every Edomite does. Fucking whining. Oh shit, you know. Oh, just like Cain. What happened to Cain? Oh,
this is too much that I can bear.
Too much that I can bear. They're gonna kill me. You know, which proves that they're the same spirit. You know, but that's another lesson. But hey, all this points to one nation. Esau, the so-called white man. You know, hey, Esau will do something to you, but you do it to him, he'll start crying. You know, and he'll slap you and laugh, and when you slap him, why'd you do that? Oh, exactly the same attitude Esau has, man. You know?
Yeah, that ain't the spirit of a wild man. Somebody who hits you and you turn around and hit them or get ready to hit them back, they be like screaming mercy and stuff. You know, and then as soon as you turn your back and have mercy, they ready to hit you again.
That was it. But you get that blessing.
Oh, Connor. So should I start where you cried at? At 34 or just go to 40? Or so you get the whole breakdown. It is Genesis 27 verse 34. When Esau heard the words of his father, because he already blessed Jacob, right? He cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety, and hath taken away thy blessing. And he said, Is not he rightly named Jacob? For he hath supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. He actually sold his birthright. And he said,
and it was a lot of people, oh, he stole it. No, he didn't steal it. It was already ordained through the Spirit. We just read it.
He sold it, man.
Genesis 25. Genesis 25 and 23. What did he say? The Lord said what? And one nation shall be stronger than the other. You know? And the older shall serve the younger. You know? It was already ordained. You know? That's how the Most High set it up so that Jacob could get that the
firstborn's blessing.
The firstborn blessing. You know? But
back in Genesis 27 and 36, he took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, Hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lift up his voice and wept, right? Always crying. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. Job 9:24, you know. And of the dew of heaven from above. In verse 40, here's the point. And by the sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Hey, and there you go. Hey, and how did he get the fatness of the earth? By the sword.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know? Hey, you go to all these nice ass beautiful places around the world, man. Esau Edom owns and has his foot in there, man.
Yep.
You know, you go to Puerto Rico, you go to Cancun, you know? Hey, all these beautiful places that, you know, with a bunch of resources, Esau has his foot in there. You know?
Hey man, if I may say, brother, hey man, this is the only man that can go from nation to nation doing his documentaries with all his cameras and his crew and just walk around like he owns the place.
And nobody say nothing.
And nobody says nothing. This is clearly Esau Edom, man, the so-called white man. All right, the one who's able to live off the fat of the land, man. Just like the brother pointed out. You know?
I got a quick fun fact. Go ahead.
If I may, you know, back in that Genesis 27 and 41, it says in verse 40, it says, And by the sword thou shalt live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Because during the Dark Ages, we ruled for 1,000 years. So when the Renaissance came, it was prophetic that they came out of the Caucasus Mountains and then they started to rule, man. You know what I'm saying? That's them taking the yoke of Jacob off their neck, man. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't happen to the Arabs, man. That didn't happen to the Arabians, the Ishmaelites. And I have one more, because it shows that the blessing that Esau received was the sword. This is Genesis chapter 17, verse. I'll start at verse 19. It says, And the Most High Yahweh said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply his exceeding 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. And that was the blessing that the Lord had put upon Ishmael. Ishmael wasn't the one who was receiving the blessing of the sword. So that's how you know that the Ishmaelites, the so-called Arabians, you know what I'm saying, aren't Esau, because they didn't receive the blessing of Esau. You know, they received a whole nother blessing. And like the brother was saying, he was saying about how his being is of a wild man, you know. But it said that Esau was a cunning hunter, man. You know what I'm saying? That's two different beings, man.
And that's the spirit too that you went into that chapter, because I was just gonna pull out the definition, okay, of Ishmael. Let's see what the blue letter has to say on as far as Ishmael, right? This is this is named Ishmael. It says it said Yishmael. It says son of Abraham and Sarah's handmaid Hagar, and the progenitor of the Arabian peoples. Okay, because the Arabs were before the Edomites, man. Okay, Esau came after, man. All right, the Arabs were already establishing their little kingdom, man, and doing their thing, man.
Yeah, Abraham said that they shall be a great nation.
Right.
That was that blessing he gave Hagar when she was when the angel came to her.
Come.
You know, so they received, that was the blessing for Ishmael. That's why Ishmael does have all those princes, but he doesn't have the fatness of the earth.
Come.
He doesn't live by the sword.
Exactly.
He stays in his land.
He's not a profane man. He doesn't. He doesn't establish fucking homosexual laws. All right. He doesn't allow pedophilia and things of that nature, man.
Right. Hey, they still follow some of our customs.
Yeah. Right. They still don't eat pork.
They love pork. They have a beard on their face. They got their women covered up.
Yeah. They can have multiple wives.
Hey,
they still stoning people.
If Esau was the Arabs, hey, you'll have those laws all over the world. Women being covered up, nobody eating pork. Hey, but it's the complete opposite. You know, and you brought out that definition for Ishmael, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna bring out in that verse and that brother read. I'm gonna bring out the definition for where it says that he'll give them 12 princes, right? I'm gonna look up that word princes. It says it's H5387. It says Nashaya. Now, when you go to the Strong's definitions, it says an exalted one, a king, or a sheik, right? So now, when you look up the word sheik, it says sheik, head of an Arab family, also head of a Muslim religious order. Come on, man.
Wow.
I mean, they don't get more plain than that, man.
Like, see, that's what I'm saying. These niggas that say that shit, they don't study. They don't study. These niggas, whether they want to admit it or not, these niggas want to give Esau a pass. They want to have Esau in the kingdom. You know? Hey, the scriptures say that though favor be shown to the wicked, in the land of uprightness, he shall not learn righteousness. So if Esau will make it to the kingdom, he'll find a way to try to take us out of the throne, man. You know, Esau Edom is a so-called white man.
I got a fun fact because you said he lives by the sword. This is Freakonometrics. It says the U.S. has been, this is just the U.S. Okay, since he came over here and conquered this land. It says the U.S. has been at war 222 years out of 239 years of it being established.
Wow.
Okay?
Yeah, man.
And right, because the sword, because hey, these niggas like to say what? Oh, well, Arabs, they got the sword because they have it on their flag. And man, the sword goes deeper than just the actual sword, man.
Mm-hmm.
It goes into to what the brother just read. Hey, the modern day sword today is the gun. You know?
Nuclear bombs.
That too, yeah.
If I may say, brother, hey, who dropped the first nuclear bombs, man? Was it not Esau Edom? Was that not the display of the ultimate power that he has with the sword being his blessing? You niggars, man, you want to talk about how the Arabs have guns too and it's on their flag and all this, but they took decades, man. Decades to catch up with Esau's sword technology. And when I say sword technology, I mean all kinds of weaponry.
Hey, and not just that. Who did they get it from?
Mm-hmm.
Who did they buy it from?
I was just gonna say that.
Esau Edom. Hey,
Yeah.
not too long ago, you just had Trump go to King Solomon, which is the king of Arabia right now, selling him jets, you know, all type of weaponry, man, for his army. You know.
And the Russian president is doing Putin is doing the same thing. He's selling all the other countries his S-300s and
S-400s,
S-400 Slovakia
tanks.
He's going to those Edomites to get the weapons.
Right.
You know.
They show it in the movies, like in the movie Iron Man. You know, in the first one, where they sold all Iron Man's weapons to the Arabs and they were fucking wrecking shop, man. He was pissed off. Because he finally found out that his own people was selling weapons to the same people that they going to war. This is a wicked man.
Yeah.
This is a profane. As a matter of fact, let me get it real quick. I've been Bible shop because I've been it's been
12
in my
and
head.
16.
Huh.
I got it right here.
Bible shop,
Man,
read it out for
I'm
me,
sorry. I've been holding it. Hebrews chapter 12 verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, right? Not Ishmael, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright.
That's right, man. For one morsel of meat. And the scripture says that he is a profane person, man. When you go into that word profane.
Outside.
All right? Yeah, it's, hey, man. This guy is outside of the box, bro.
Yep.
He's just not right. You know what I'm saying? All he knows how to do is to bring destruction, man. With what? With his blessing.
Well,
the sword.
Yeah, the spirit inside. The spirit he has is not upright in him. You know what I'm saying?
Biblios. It says, accessible, lawful to be trod in a place is profane, unhallowed. It says, ungodly. You see? This is an ungodly man, man. Only a profane person, man, will go around publicizing on public TV all across the world saying, it's okay if your children want to be homosexuals. Only a profane person, an ungodly person will say these things, man, and establish them.
Hey, Esau goes as far as saying there is no God. Hey, these Arabs, will die for who they believe is God.
Right.
You know, they'll blow themselves up. They'll do all this crazy shit. You know. Hey, these Arabs still believe that there's a higher power, even though they believe in the wrong one. But they still have that understanding that there's a higher power. Esau will go as far. Oh no, there is no God and evolution and the Big Bang and you know. I'm gonna back you up. This is Malachi 1:4. It says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh had indignation forever, man. The border of wickedness, man. Hey, somebody get a First Maccabees, where it says that wickedness was multiplied on the earth.
Man, that's beautiful. Man, the Spirit is opening it all up, Joe.
Yeah.
Because I got the precepts to back that up. So, that's beautiful.
This is first.
I got the editions of Esther, bro. Ready to go.
Go ahead.
This is
Sweet.
This is First Maccabees.
I think it's like 1 and
At
13
the top,
or something like
near
that.
the top.
You want me to start from 1?
Nah.
I think it's 6. I'm gonna start at 6. This is First Maccabees 1 and 6. It says, wherefore, this is Alexander the Great, proving he's an Edomite.
Matter of fact, read 1 and 1 real quick.
Okay, this is First Maccabees 1 and 1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Now keep that in mind. Alexander was a Macedonian.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna go there.
And although I think it was like last year or a year and a half ago, there were a whole bunch of people in Greece claiming that they were Macedonians.
Yeah.
With the Macedonian flag
They
and all
know,
that
yeah.
to go back to their heritage. So
Yeah.
keep that in mind. Alexander the
Right.
Great was a Macedonian.
Cause the Macedonians, they know that Alexander the Greek, that he was a Macedonian. And I remember not too long ago I worked with a Macedonian, and I remember he said it, and so they were talking about Alexander the Great, and then he goes, one guy, Jake is like, oh well, he was a Greek, and the Macedonian's like, nah, he wasn't. He wasn't no Greek. And this was a guy straight from Macedonia.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so hey, so they know, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But you niggas don't know. You don't want to know. Go ahead, brother.
This is First Maccabees 1 and 1. It says, and it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chetam, had smitten Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, and he reigned in his stead the first over Greece. All right, so then after that, Alexander had 4 generals, and this is going to go into that. It says, verse 6, it says, 5, it says, and after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die. Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth, and parted his kingdom among them, the 4 generals, while he was yet alive. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right. Hey, evils will multiply in the earth, man. We just call them the border of wickedness. Everywhere Esau goes, man, is always something bad happens, man. Hey, whether he puts out his wicked ass laws and then these people start corrupting themselves, or he destroys his place, man, physically, you know. Hey, man, Esau, it only points to them, man, the so-called white man, nobody else, you know. That was it on that.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Hey, but you could get that Esther.
Kind. This is Esther 16 and 10. It says, for Haman, a Macedonian, there go that word Macedonian again, the son of Amadatha, being indeed a stranger from the Persian blood, which means he was not Persian, okay, and far distant from our goodness, and as a stranger received us, man. So you go back to the book of, you got it?
Yeah.
Shah.
Hey, this is Esther 3 and 1. It says, after these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, you know, Haman, which is Ammon, the same person, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, you know, keyword Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above the princes that were with him. You know, so now you're like, oh well, how does this go back to? What does this prove? All right, so somebody get a 1 Samuel 15.
Yep. This is 1 Samuel chapter 15. I think it is 8. 1 Samuel 15. Yeah, 15 and 8. I'm going to start at 7. 1 Samuel 15 and 7. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive.
Right, and I'm going to read Esther again. Esther 3:1. After these things did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advanced them and set his seat above the princes that were with him. So we just read that Agag was what? He came from the lineage of Agag, the king of the Amalekites. So now who are the Amalekites? Somebody get Genesis,
right here.
Genesis
36.
Genesis 36 and 10. These are the names of Esau's sons. Eliphaz, the son of Ada, the wife of Esau. Reuel, the son of Beshemath, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman, Omar, Zepho, and Gatam, and Kenaz. And Timnah was concubine to Eliphaz, Esau's son. And she bare to Eliphaz Amalek. These were the sons of Ada, Esau's wife.
There you go, man. Esau, Edom, man.
So Haman, all right, was a descendant of the Amalekites, which were a clan of one of Esau's sons, who is Edom.
That was Khan. Amalek was Esau's grandson.
Khan. Okay? So it all goes back to Esau, Edom. All right? This profane man. Okay? As a matter of fact, if I may real quick, this is Sirach 12 and 10. In fact, I'm going to read a little bit more of the Esther. So like this is the editions of Esther 16 and 11 now. It says, had so far forth obtained the favor that we show toward every nation, and that he was called our father and was continually honored of all men as the next person unto the king. But he, not hearing his great dignity, went about to deprive us of our kingdom and life, having by manifold and cunning deceits sought of us the destruction as well of Mordecai, who saved our life and continually procured our good, as also a blameless Esther, partaker of our kingdom with their whole nation. For by these means he thought, finding us destitute of friends, to have translated the kingdom of the Persians to the Macedonians. So, amen, the Macedonian, way back then, man, this so-called white man, all right, already had that deceitful. And it says right here, it says, having by manifold and cunning deceits.
Hey, what's...
Okay? There go that word cunning again. This is a deceptive, sneaky snake. And he won't quit, man.
That's why if I might say, that's why they call Esau Edom. That's why we call you the devil that the Bible speaks of. The word devil goes back to the Latin word diablo, which means to be a deceiver or a person of deception.
A cunning person.
A cunning person of deception.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what a cunning person is, man. A cunning person, you might think is a coward, but he's not. He's plotting. Yeah. He's planning, and he's thinking of how he's going to sneak on you.
Hey, that's why the scripture says about Esau that he speaks peace, but war is in his heart.
Oh, Daniel 8:25.
Yeah, that shows you that. Look, man, all the scriptures point to Esau being a so-called white man. You can't see it because you don't got the spirit dealing with you, and some of you love the white man.
Like the brother said, they want to give Esau a pass, man.
Yeah.
But Esau is our enemy. Okay, if we read it in Esther.
This is Psalms 58:3. It says, the wicked are estranged from the womb; they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. You know, that's Esau, man. A fucking life.
What's that, brother?
I had a quick reason.
Go ahead, brother.
This is Job chapter 13 verse 4. It says, "But ye are forgers of lies." It says, "Ye are all physicians of no value." You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? When it comes down to a lie, the scripture says, "Thou shalt not lie." You know what I'm saying? It is you all claim to be the real Jews and stuff. You You know what I'm saying? But you're going against the scriptures. That's what a wicked person would do. You know what I'm saying? So it's within your being. You know, that's why the scripture says that you were the son of perdition, man. Vessel in destruction. And you was blessed with the same, you was blessed with a blessing that matches your being, man. Like it says in John 10:10, the thief cometh not but to steal.
I got that right here, man. John chapter 10 verse 10, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly.
We were just saying that. Everywhere Esau goes is always. Hey, there's a picture I remember I seen. I believe it was Syria or Iraq, that they used to call that city a city where you could raise your children. You know, and it looked beautiful, looked nice. And now, right next to it, they had a picture of how it looked nowadays, and it was completely destroyed. And that was what? After Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, set his foot there, man. You know?
If I might say, adding to that, man, he did the same thing to America, the place we live in, man. Okay, when Gad lived here, Issachar, Reuben, all right, this place was a paradise before the damn devil came over here, man. Now look at it. It's paved in cement, just like Rome, okay, in Greece, all right. The trees are he went through the process of deforestation. Salakia. It's a tongue twister. Salakia. But he went through that process because this place used to be full of trees, man. Now he completely knocked down the trees and he put down cement. That's why we have cement on every road. Okay, that's why this place is dirty, because you can see the same effects are taking place on this place as is the effects of wherever he goes. All right, he's destruction. Wherever he goes, he destroys it, man. Okay, that's why this place is polluted. All right, for all the things that he's done here. That's how you could tell that this man is the vilest nation on the earth, the nation of Edom, Esau, the so-called Caucasian. And then when you go into the word Caucasian, that means cave dweller. How many times through the scripture did it talk about a race of people dwelling in the clefts of the rocks? Okay,
Edom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Job 30.
Come on.
You know?
I got the.
Even when it come down to Mount Patrick, they live in the mountain, not on it.
Yeah.
And it look like Roman pillars, big ass doors that's leading into the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same architecture that they have in Washington, D.C. That's the same architecture that they have in every downtown metropolitan area across the United States and across the world. Okay? Now you can see from these attributes, you can see from the evidence that the so-called white man is Esau, Edom, by far, by evidence.
And not the
Okay?
Arabians.
And not the Arabians.
And in the Jewish Encyclopedia of 1905 and 1925 both state that modern-day Jewry is Edom, man.
Yep. And when you go over there in Israel, what are those people? So-called white people.
Right.
Which proves they're Edomites. You see? You can't get around it. You people that think Esau are the Arabs, you're bug outs, man.
I got a quick piece of
Yeah,
real quick. It's in the book of Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. All right, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. So you don't see these Arabs, you know, in the land of Israel calling themselves Jews. You know, you don't see these Arabs painting themselves to be like the Messiah.
Right.
You know, you know, you don't see these painting the angels like Arabs and stuff. You know, the only person that's done that is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. You know, he's the wicked. All right, and he has control over everything, man. You know.
Kind of, if I may, are you gonna say something?
No, I just had a few first.
I just got just one real quick. This is Psalms chapter 17 verse 13, because we're going into Esau, Edom being who? The wicked, and his blessing being the sword. This is Psalm 17 verse 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. And who is that, man? That's Esau, Edom, who we're going into, man. He's the wicked, and his blessing is the sword, even to this day. But his time is running out. You know, he knows it.
Hey, that's in the whole gist, all right, of the scriptures is from between Jacob and Esau. So if you know Jacob is the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, who is their greatest enemy, man? Who's been oppressing them, man?
Hey, can I
The
back you up?
so-called white man Esau.
Hey, but no, you said in the scriptures, right?
Yeah.
Today, It's always what, black or white, so-called black or so-called white, you know, and nothing in between. There's always that rivalry, that you know, them going against each other, you know, which goes back to their Genesis. Since the womb, they were struggling with each other.
Right.
I had something right quick. It's just a few. This is going back to what the brother had brought out in Joel 9:24. That is talking about Esau and not the Arabians, right? Because they ain't put their images. You don't see the Arabians put their images up. You know what I'm saying? This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 5. It says, "And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemy." You know what I'm saying? The scripture says that you're not supposed to bear false witness. Even in their own constitution, you're not supposed to commit identity theft. But yeah, that's exactly what they're doing, right? This is Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand." So if the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, they got the power to be able to do this, man. You know, verse 2. It says, "And they cover fields and take them by violence." Why? Because the blessing is their sword. That's not the Arabians. It says, "In houses and take them away." So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And the Arabians ain't the ones. The Arabians are not the ones in power to bring the ultimate oppression upon the Negroes, Latinos, and natives, man. You know what I'm saying? It's Esau Edom. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, start at verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first." You know what I'm saying? That's talking about when we fell away from our heritage, man. You know what I'm saying? And what did the Edomites do that the Arabians didn't do? They came with iconoclasm. That goes back to when they came out of the Caucasus Mountains, when they broke the yoke off, the yoke of Jacob off their neck. When the Renaissance came, and they was putting their images on over all the prophets back into the Joel 9:24, covering the judges thereof, man. You know, that's why you got old portraits of you got the portrait of the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying? Butt naked, plagued in leprosy, touching fingers with Adam, man.
The angels,
which is all.
How they portray the angels, little white babies with diapers and wings and shit.
And it goes back to what the brother brought out about them being profane in Hebrews 13. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not supposed to see another man's nakedness, but they claim that as being something pure. You know, seeing.
Right, King David. How they portray King David. They this is King David. And when you look him up, it's a statue with somebody going like this with a little ass dick.
12.
You know, with butt ass naked, you can see everything. Like our nation was never like that, man. You know, the Israelites weren't out there naked. Oh, hey, do a statue of me like this, butt ass naked. Like, what for?
They do this shit today. They got these little classes and shit. You know, they have all these Edomites come in. They have one naked ass dude stand there. Everybody paint this guy. Draw me. Exactly. You Edomites do the same shit, man. You're doing the same bullshit, man. That's why we know you're the Greeks, you're the fucking Romans, you're the Edomites, man. You damn Caucasians, man.
Hey, what was the #1 trend during the Roman Empire, man? Was it not sex orgies and pedophilia?
Yep. Same.
Is this not the same road that America's taking today?
Hey, I believe in Las Vegas, they're now trying to do the world's biggest sex orgy. It's in the process of it.
Again?
Google it.
Again.
I think the first one supposedly failed, and now they're trying to do one, a bigger one.
That's,
you know?
Man.
Come on, man.
Goodness, man. Well, oh, sloppy.
I just had a little bit more. Back in the 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3, it said, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first. And the man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." And that word perdition means vessel unto destruction. This is his being, to destroy. Going back to the John 10 and 10, right? Verse 4, it says, "Who oppresseth, opposes, and exalteth himself above all that is called God." You know what I'm saying? It is he making his image that the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, who the world inly calls Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? The Heavenly Father's name is Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? He's portraying them to be Caucasians, plagued with a disease that they created, you know, which don't make no sense. That's why it says children are oppressors, because that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Why would the, if I may say, bro, why would the father give his son, his only begotten son, man, leprosy?
And then say that he walked perfectly.
Right. I mean, come on, man.
It says, or that is worship, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. And that's that bearing false witness. So if you're supposed to be the real Jews, why are you lying on yourself? You know what I'm saying? Why are you trying to claim that you're somebody that you're not? It says, verse 5, it said, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things. And now ye know that what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. And that's well on his way. And it's not talking about the Arabians. It says, verse 8, it says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord Yahweh shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, the Lord said that he will make the words in our mouth fire, and these people would, man. You know what I'm saying? That's the destroying. And then at the same time, when he comes, you know, Yahweh already got a vendetta against the Roman Edomites that pierced him, man. Because he said that every eye shall see him in Revelations 1 and 7, and even those who pierced him, man. You know?
Hey, and that's talking about the end.
I got it.
You know? Hey, what does it say in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9?
I got it right here.
Hey, read it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6. I'm going to start at 7. It says, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, the story we started the lesson with. Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Hey, and there you go. You know, hey, Esau is the end of the world, man. You know, and hey, shit, who's ruling right now? And aren't the prophecies of when the Lord returns and destroys this place, aren't they manifesting heavily before our eyes?
Yeah.
You know, and like the brother just read, isn't the so-called white man being exposed at a heavy level right now, as never before? Everything is coming out of him. You know, how he deals with nations, how he's a liar, you know, how he likes to blame things on others and likes to do the same things, being a hypocrite, you know. Nobody's talking about the Arabs. Where are the Arabs? Nobody cares about them. The Arabs are nobodies, man.
If I may say, all they doing is defending themselves from Esau. And if it wasn't because Esau keeps trying to invade their damn countries, we wouldn't even hear about the Arabs, man. They'd be in their own world, man.
Hey, that's that scripture where it says he neither keepeth at home.
Come.
That's talking about
Man,
Esau.
I just had that. It's Habakkuk.
Come.
The second chapter.
That's Esau. Where is he? What does he do? He'll come to your land. He'll present this wickedness. He'll present everything contrary to the scriptures that ultimately destabilizes your country. If you're not down with it, he comes in and what does he do? John 10 and 10, the thief cometh not but to steal, kill, and destroy. Yeah. In every land he sets up his garrisons. That's what you see. Esau, Edom's garrisons, or the so-called United States garrisons, are set up in majority of the countries on the planet, man. Okay. All right? And these countries are tired of this shit, man, because it destabilizes whatever structure that your country had before his ass came in, man. That's why you see all these countries catching hell. He did it to Libya with Gaddafi, man. Gaddafi was gonna set up the gold standard. All right, Esau knew that he don't got that kind of gold, and he knew that he wasn't gonna be able to deal in that manner. So what did he do? He took out Gaddafi and put in his puppet leaders. Okay, this is what Esau does all the time, man. And the world's getting tired of that shit, and they're starting to expose your ass, man. And it's all from the spirit, man. It's all through us, man. Okay.
How about Shai,
man? You know.
Yeah. Something real quick. It's the book of Revelations, chapter 11, verse 18. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. All right, and these nations, man, are angry at America, man. You know, these so-called white people, Esau, Edom, man. You know, they're not. These other nations are angry at the Arabs, and they're angry at America, man. You know, they're tired of all these sanctions that Trump is putting on these other countries, man. They're tired of it, man. You know, that's why all these countries are starting to leave the U.S. dollar. You know, All right, China has got its own currency, the yuan. You know, backed by gold.
Yep.
Yeah, they're tired of America's BS, man. But reading on, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest givest reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldst destroy them which destroy the earth. All right, and who is destroying the earth, man? You know. All right, they got an ocean. All right, they got a plastic island. All right, and these animals, man, these whales, these fishes are dying of that.
If I might say, there's a huge extinction list, man. Why is that, man? That's only happened through the rulership of Edom, man. He's destroying the earth. You know how many animals are extinct that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has to bring back when he comes, man? They're literally extinct, man. It's a whole list you can go down. Why? Because this man destroys the earth and everything on it, man. Including the people, the animals, the trees, water, air, everything, man.
Hey, just like you say in Corinthians, you know, that is art. It's like unnatural. You know what I'm saying? For a man to have long hair. You know what I'm saying? So guess what's in the best order since we were ones since people went off. You know what I'm saying? Who had the ability to conjure up thoughts and stuff, and versus animals that just go off instinct. That shows that the animals was in order. Now, when it come down to Esau, you got two male lions having sex with each other, man.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he's promoting this wickedness. He's trying to find his way to bring disorder throughout everything, man. You know?
Yeah, I want to back you up on it. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee.
And that's what you're seeing, man.
Yeah.
That's what you're seeing. Iran's tired of your fucking ass. China is tired of your fucking ass. Russia is really tired of your ass. They're getting ready to destroy you, according to Ezekiel the 38th chapter.
Yeah.
Okay? We're tired of your ass. Ultimately, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is tired of your fucking ass, man. That's why you're being exposed. The world has found out, all right, through the men of the Lord that you are Esau Edom, man. And anybody that doesn't believe that, you are a bug out, man. That's as plain as plain. It's everything. The scriptures point to this time and who's being exposed. Esau Edom, the son of perdition. And who is that? The so-called white man, man.
That's right.
Hey, her sins have reached into heaven.
Yep.
You know, hey, the Lord is about it out. It's time for this motherfucker to pay up.
Job 14:5.
You
Can I finish this? No, there's a little more. Back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 8, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein, man. So that's why even the trees are going to rejoice, you know, when everything's set in order.
Yep.
You know? Because the land and the people are all fucked up under Esau Edom.
Yep. That's right.
This is Revelation chapter 18, verse 5. It says, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities. And this is talking about when it comes down to Esau Edom. You know what I'm saying? Because the scripture says that that the nation shall hate the whore. You know, the NATO and EU. You know what I'm saying? They breaking up. Them toes breaking up, like you want to say. Verse 6, it says, reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to all her works. In the cup which she had filled, to her double. You know what I'm saying? So you finna receive heavy laden punishments, man. Verse 7, it says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her, for she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and in no widow, and she shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, who judgeth her. And that's pretty much your what's gonna happen, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is talking about the nation of Esau, man, nation of Edom. It's not talking about the Arabians, man.
Hey, Babylon, aka America. It's not gonna be no place in fucking Arab land that's gonna get destroyed. It's gonna be this place, man. You know, it all points to Esau Edom. You know, right. we made it clear. If you can't see it by now, that hey, you're just a damn demon. You know, the Lord had clearly blinded you, man, because hey, it's evident, man. is evident.
Jeremiah says that it's Babylon and Jeremiah is synonymous with Edom.
Exactly. Exactly. You know.
So with all that, man, hopefully this was an edifying video to you elect Akim that are out there listening. Just want to end off by giving all honors, glories, and praises
to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, B'chakodash.
Right, double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to Yakim across the globe, doing this work in truth and in sincerity and with charity. Till next time, Shalom and Abad Babal.
Shalom.
Wow.